All right, well, here we are, the first day of the week. Unfortunately, today I'm down $24. I was up an average green day, about $25, $26. I was up trading NAOV and what else was I trading? NAOV and TVTX. I was up an average green day. And then on ENLV, I wanted to go for the home run. I really did want to go for the home run. On this dip, I went in on like 100 shares and then added more as it was going up and approaching the high. Got rejected and I stopped out down here. And I took, at that point, I was down maybe 50 bucks on the day. I went from up 20 to down 50. Then I was able to scalp some of my way out on ENLV. I was able to scalp some and at least cut the loss down in half. And now I'm at a manageable $24 loss, which is an average green day. It only take me one day to make that back. So it's totally manageable. I think that, I don't know how I feel about me going for that home run trade. I mean, my average, let me pull this up. Show trades. It's all messed up here. So let's start with I think I traded NAOV. Oh wait, this might make a run for the high. Let's see. NAOV has been so choppy. But I traded this up in here. These are my first trades of the week. Nothing much here. I was up maybe $4 total, but I really wanted to see the breakout and the run for 340, which was the high of, let's look at the 5-minute, which was the high of this candle here. I was looking for the breakout. We didn't see it pre-market. It dipped down, and then at the open, I was able to in the open, I bought 200 shares at 325, rode it up to 319, took some off, and then rode the rest up to 332 and 332, 336, and 329 were my fills, which was actually pretty good. I'm actually pretty proud of that trade. I'm not gonna lie. So if I was in 200 shares, 200 times 330, 320, 325, 325 times 200 shares. That was only a $650 position. I definitely could have gotten heavier. And if I went in heavier on that trade, then this ENLV trade, I would be up very nicely. I would be up very, very nicely. But somehow I'm still only up $2.50. Let's see what happened here. And so I rode that up. That was actually a really nice trade. Well, no, I took a loss on that one. So I made about 7 or 8 cents per share, which is really, it was only a 20-cent move. It seems kind of big though. And then I didn't trade it at all in here. And then on this pullback after it ripped through the highs here again, I didn't trade any of this. I think I was trading ENLV. I was kind of just scalping this range here. I wanted to see the breakout of the range and run back up here, which it actually did, but just not at the time that I thought it would. And then see, it's like it didn't, I was expecting this to rip through and test the high and rip higher, but didn't end up happening. Just not a hot market right now. It's already 10:50, so it's getting kind of late. So price action is shitty right now. I think I just got to take my loss, but I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt, to be honest, because I should have just avoided this. I saw this halt up. I didn't trade the halt, but I saw it halt after it halted. I wanted to get into on the first dip, in at 1289 here. Took kind of covered, sold some to manage my risk, and then Looks like I sold 10 more to manage my risk. I don't know what happened there. I have no idea what fucking happened there. But and then I don't know. Apparently I butchered. It looks like I butchered this pretty good here. So I'm just getting faked out. I remember being very volatile up in here. But then I bought 150 shares, average of like 1304, and no, I had 120 shares. I forget, and then I had sold some. I don't know, but I was in 200 something shares at one point. 280 shares, looks like 280. And I sold 350 before, 50 shares before the drop. Damn. I was probably, if I would have took it all off here, I would be up. I'd be in the money. And then I got shaken out down here. Took it all off. Then bought the dip. And then bought another 100 on this dip. So maybe average like 1263. A nice pop here for 10 cent, about a 10-cent gain in 200 shares, so that's about 20 bucks. So I pretty much cut my loss in half. So that was pretty good there. And then here I kind of just got chopped up. Break even, it looks like. Oh, shit. 150, 50, sold 50 there. Small loss. Break even trade mostly. 50, 50, break like $1.50 on that. 35, 29, so maybe. Actually, that was pretty good. If I had 100 in at 12.29, sold 50 at. So that was about maybe about 250 plus another 10, so about $7 on that. $7 or $8 on that one. Here, bought the dip, sold the pop. Quick couple cent gain there. Not much. There, scratch. So, I mean, holy shit. NAOV. Fuck. Oh, I missed it. Holy shit. Oh, no. I saw it in the corner of my eye. I couldn't type it in fast enough and then buy it. Oh. Wow, look at this volume. Let's see if I can get it on a dip. Let's see if I can get another harder pullback. Holy shit. Motherfucker. Oh, man. That was like a 50-cent rip. No, I'm like a 30-cent rip, but still. That's crazy. And it's 11 o'clock. I had a really bad entry. I should have been adding as it was getting lower, but now it already retested a high, so I don't think it's going to... has a lower chance, at least, if it didn't break through the first test. Let's see if I can get the second candle lower on lower selling volume, see what happens. Come on. I don't trust this right now. To break through the high, maybe I can get a quick scalp, a couple cents. I don't think I made anything on that trade, maybe $1 or something. Wow. anybody who got in that's fucking beautiful. It's not the market though, like there's no momentum. Like in a hot market, this will keep running to 4 to 5 to 6. Constant pulling back, ABCD pattern, breakout, fake out to the downside, rip back up. And we don't get it in this market. We don't. Now it's gonna flush here, retested that high, gonna flush, and we'll see if we can get a dip. Let's see. Nope, double bottom down here, 63s. Let's see if we can get underneath that 63 level. Looks like the support. Looks like support somewhere in here, 55 to 58. Let's see. $73, $74, $75. Is he gonna? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's the false breakout. Yep, just as expected. So what else did I trade here? TVTX, right out of the gates. TVTX. I took 20 shares. Looks like I took 20 shares for the break at his high here. At 1992, I was looking for over 20. Sold, nice $4 profit. Here, small scalp. Didn't end up having that follow through that I was looking for. Break even trade. 20 here. Looks like I took a loss there. Yeah, I remember this. At this point, I was back to break even on the day. Bought 10, added 10 more. 35. Took it off, rode it all the way up. Not all the way up, no. On the breakout, I sold it. So back up maybe $4. And then looks like I bought this first candle, the dip. 21.02. And sold at 21.12. So that was another $3. So at that point, it was up $7 or $8. I remember that. Nice dip by here. 21.04. Dip by another 80 cents. This after I traded the NAOV dip and rip at, or no, just rip at open. I saw this and I wanted to move to this. I saw this candle break down on a lower low on lower selling volume, and then it retested the VWAP in the same candle. Super, super, super bullish. I got in 40 shares, started taking some off. Looks like I had to manage my risk, so I took 10 off at 20. I don't know why, but I was holding 30 and I sold it at 10.50, which is right around the retest of the open price. And yeah, and then it looks like I bought 10 more at 10.70, and then rode that up to 85, so maybe another 10 cents. Actually, with this here, look at my sizing was what, 40 times 20.15, only $800 position size, and on ENLV I was in what, 230 shares. 230 shares times, what is it, like 13? No, 12.8. $3,000 position size. If I would have instead traded this with that size, I would have been up like maybe 150 shares, so maybe like $100 on the day. If I traded that with this, because I would have been holding 15 to, I've been holding what, 150 shares, it'd be $40, 50, so maybe $60 or $70. At least $60 or $70 on this trade. And so I could be up nicely if I didn't trade this. But shoulda, coulda, woulda. I have to learn to start sizing in on setups for base hits, not home runs. I know ENLV was just so extended. I was just greedy. I was up 26 on the day. I was like, ah, fuck this. I think I can make so much more than that. And then I started adding on this dip and then adding into the breakout. Failed. Had to cut my loss. It was a manageable loss. That's the only thing I'm grateful for. But when it comes, for some reason, when it comes to a perfect setup, it's almost like I can't take that trade. I can't size in multiple times my average position size on perfect setups, but instead I put in all my I average in like a heavy position on bad setups. Like this was a bad setup. This was like at most a scalp if I got profitable on this trade. I wouldn't be holding much past 13 because of how extended it is. And I probably shouldn't even traded it at all. But I guess once I saw it halted up, I was like, holy shit, this is going for the high. This ain't stopping until it breaks the high, and it never broke the high. So you live and you learn. It's a manageable loss, down 22 on the day. And come back tomorrow. Maybe size in on my A+ setups. My A+ setups are the dip and the rip at the open, 100%. This that red to green move. NAOV, this is a pretty good setup here. NAOV. This candle dipped below this candle, and I started getting bought up. I should have just been buying, and then wait for the breakout past 340, which is what I kind of did, but it wasn't on the size that I wanted to. I should have been heavier. But and then on what's that, TVTX, dip and rip at the open, which I hit perfectly, but it wasn't on size. Any size that was significant to nowhere near close that ENLV trade. So it is what it is. It's manageable loss. I'll make it back in a day, whatever. In the long run, $20 means shit, because when I'm trading higher size, a $20 loss will be just like almost a scratch trade for me eventually. But for right now, I just have to focus on sizing up on my setups and being confident. I mean, yeah, I allow myself to manage my risk if I have to, sell some portion out of it if I think that I'm in too heavy on a setup that may not work. And so I'll allow that, but for the most part, I want to be sizing in on my A+ setups and not sizing in on my scalp, shitty scalp trades like ENLV. So yes, that's the game plan moving forward. And let's see, look at NAOV. I think I'm done for today. It's 11:06. I'll take my loss. So that's it. I'm walking away. I'll be able to recover this. Nothing serious. But tomorrow, come back swinging, not for home runs, but sizing up on my base hits, and not so much to the point where it brings me below any sort of unmanageable loss. So, all right. Well, I'll see you then tomorrow for another trading recap, and hopefully tomorrow is better than today. All right. Peace.